Hello friends, PM Modi at G20 and Trump no show. The historic first summit ever hosted in Africa successfully ended on 23rd December 2025. It was the first ever summit hosted on the African soil. Johannesburg hosted this summit and it's ended on high note. The G20 declaration. Host country adopted a 122 points leaders declaration despite the US boycotting the summit and actively opposing the adoption of such a document. It to be noted it was adopted at the start of the summit, not at the end. The declaration was supported by almost all the G20 members except Argentina due to ideological differences, and the remaining member proceeded with the adoption anyway, showing unity in the absence of the United States. Key themes in 122-point declaration. First, climate change and renewable energy. Second, debt relief and development finance. Third, critical minerals and value auction. This is the most major African priority. Fourth, global governance reform. The UN Security Council, IMF and World Bank were on the target. Fifth, equality, inclusiveness and social justice. Sixth, peace and security. Seventh, food security. All these agenda were based on the African priority. No Donald Trump show. He announced a complete boycott of the summit. The reasons cited by him for the boycott were: first, alleged human rights violation against the South Africa's white Afrikaner minority. Second, accusation of racial persecution. The claim strongly rejected by South Africa. Third, global South-centric themes such as climate justice, debt relief, mineral value addition, and global government reforms. All these reasons led to the US boycott, and in an interview, he said that he will not invite South Africa for the next G20 summit to be held in Miami. The world is waiting and watching what will happen in future. Prime Minister Modi was the star at G20 summit. He held meetings with different world leaders and his counterpart, the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, the Japanese counterpart Sane Takachi, the Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and the Excellencies the Brazilian President Lula and South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. He also had a meeting on the sideline of G20 with French President Emmanuel Macron. All these meetings were in the interest of India on the basis of G20 agenda. At the G20 summit, Prime Minister Modi proposes 6 new initiatives. The initiatives and their meaning. First, traditional knowledge to preserve the global traditional wisdom. Second, African skill multiplier to train 1 million trainers in African continent. Third, healthcare response team, the crisis and rapid response team. Fourth, drug terror nexus initiative, the breaking of funding of chains. Fifth, satellite data partnership to share space data with the African nations. Sixth, critical mineral circularity, recycling and urban mining of the African minerals to enrich them. This was historic in all sense, and we get to know that the countries like South Africa can host a big summit, a summit like G20. Thank you.